Today we are reminded in a special way of what we're preparing for, the joyful occasion of the birth of Christ. And this is why this third Sunday of Advent is called Gaudete Sunday. Gaudete is the Latin word for rejoice and be glad. And as you just heard, all the readings speak about happiness and joy. In the first reading we hear, I rejoice heartily in the Lord. In my God is the joy of my soul. And the response for today's psalm is, my soul rejoices in my God. Then the second reading begins with, rejoice always, pray without ceasing. In all circumstances, thank the Lord, for this is the will of God for you in Christ Jesus. And in today's gospel, we hear about John, who came to testify to the light so that all might believe through him. And that is good news. Now, one of the unfortunate facts about this season is that consumerism has distorted the tradition of real joy and giving. And instead of from giving from our hearts, sometimes we give out of obligation. For example, how many days before Christmas? Only 12. Have you completed your Christmas shopping? Have you mailed out all your Christmas cards? You know, it's beginning to get kind of late, and your Christmas cards may not arrive on time. Have you completed your Christmas decorations? And if not, don't bother. The Christmas season is going to be over in 5 weeks. So, let's look at all these things that we're traditionally forced to do. And there's a lot of pressure behind them. And where is Jesus in all this? All this rushing and stressing reminds me of a story about a wife on Christmas morning. Now picture this. The entire living room is a mess because all the presents are open and all the toys and gift wrappings are spread all over the place. She's thinking on how is she going to get the kids ready for church on time. Breakfast is not ready. And to top it off, the family is expecting the grandparents to arrive soon to join them for church. And that, of course, is too busy trying to assemble complicated toys that need to be put together. And besides cleaning house, she's concerned about putting on her makeup. She is not getting much cooperation, and time is running out. She can't handle the pressure anymore. So in sheer desperation, she goes to a quiet corner in the house, drops on her knees, and prays, and forgive us our Christmases as we forgive those who Christmas against us. Now, it does not have to happen that way. And I'm not saying that we should not get involved in the spirit of giving and the tradition of decorating the house and mailing cards. But there should be a balance between secular tradition and Christian tradition. So let's put things in the right perspective. Why should we be rejoicing at this time of the year? Well, we should be rejoicing because soon we will celebrate the day that the Son of God, Jesus Christ, came to live among us as a human being to bring us salvation. What a great gift from God. And here we're today thinking about giving gifts to everyone. But whose birthday is it anyway that we're celebrating? What about a gift for Jesus? We all have heard the saying, God works in mysterious ways. And here is Jesus turning the tables on us. On his birthday, instead of us giving him a gift, he gave us the greatest gift of all, our salvation. And how can we compete with that? How can we give Jesus a gift worthy of him? Before answering that question, let's look first at the environment around us. First, we have COVID, and we struggle with that. Some will receive a very nice Christmas gift, a vaccine, but most will have to wait for later. But there's still a lot of suffering and struggling around us. There are those who may be financially well off, but are emotionally and spiritually poor. There are those who may not be in jail, but are prisoners of obsessions and addictions. There are those who can see, but are blind to those who love them. There are those who can hear, but are deaf to the needs of others. And there are those who are mentally bright, but are emotionally dumb because they do not know the real meaning of love. And there are those who are physically fit, but are crippled with isolation and loneliness, even when there's people around them. So what does all this have to do with giving Jesus a gift? Remember what Jesus tells us in the scriptures. When you do it for the least of one of my brothers, you do it for me. We don't have to travel to a federal penitentiary to find a prisoner, or to a nursing home to find a handicapped, or to a desert to find the lonely. Let's look much closer and search within our families and friends, within the people that we work with or know. Or let's look even closer and search within ourselves, because in reality, we all suffer from a little of that illness and loneliness. The gospel begins with, a man named John was sent from God, and he came to testify to the light. So Jesus is the light, and John is the witness of the light. The secret in finding the answer to the question, what is the greatest gift I can give Jesus on his birthday, is to read this gospel again. But replace John's name with your name, so that when you read this passage again, you will be able to say, a man named Ralph or Joe was sent from God. Or a woman named Judith or Helen was sent from God. What this gospel says about John also applies to all of us. In short, today's gospel is telling us to pave the way for Jesus so that he can touch other people's lives. And that's the greatest gift we can give him this Christmas, to be like John and to prepare the way from him. And I dare guarantee you that Jesus will be very happy with a gift like that on his birthday.